It's been more than a decade since the breakup of Jennifer Aniston's marriage to Brad Pitt. Though both actors eventually moved on to relationships with other people, the public remains fixated on figuring out what went wrong for the one-time it couple. Well, we have some ideas about the real reasons Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston got divorced. Opportunity stopped knocking. As much as we'd like to think Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston would still be together had it not been for Brad's alleged affair with Angelina Jolie, statements by Pitt indicate he was probably already looking for an out before he found it in his Mr. and Mrs. Smith co-star. Pitt told Esquire, "I got burnt out and felt that I was wasting my opportunity. It was a conscious change. It was an epiphany. A decision not to squander my opportunities." By contrast, Jennifer Aniston seemed ready to work on their decaying marriage. Those moments where it looks like, uh-oh, this isn't working. Those are the most important transformative moments. That's not Brad's view of it. We believe in different things, I guess. Kids. An article in Vanity Fair revealed that Jen Aniston had hoped to be pregnant during the same window of time she found herself divorcing Brad Pitt. According to an unnamed mutual friend of the exes, when Brad and Jen were in the marriage, having a baby was not his priority, ever. It was an abstract desire for him, whereas for Jen, it was much more immediate. Ironically, the media spun it the other way, with headlines suggesting that Pitt dumped Aniston because she put her acting career ahead of his desire to start a family. The obsession with Aniston's fertility remained so strong, Aniston felt compelled to address the misogynistic viewpoint in a 2016 Huffington Post article, where she remained defiantly unapologetic about not having children. Too much pressure? The sexiest man alive married America's sweetheart, and the public fell in love. Expectations were high from the very beginning. They were constantly in the public eye, and there were very public hopes that Pitt and Aniston would eventually have a beautiful blonde-haired child for everyone to fawn over. The pressure to maintain perfect appearances at all times and live up to the high standards of millions of total strangers may have eventually taken its toll. Career overload. It's hard enough to be there for each other when one partner in a relationship is very busy. In the case of Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston, both actors were in high demand when they got together. That meant that it was very hard for them to be together whenever they wanted.
So this one came along, and they really had me. It was a contractual issue, and there was just no getting out of it.
Aniston admitted there were times she really wanted Pitt to be there for her, but he couldn't be due to a busy schedule, working on films like Ocean's 12 and Troy at the same time she was on the set of The Good Girl. Sometimes absence doesn't make the heart grow fonder. Drugs. According to Aniston, there is no simple or singular explanation for why her marriage to Brad Pitt never worked out. She told Vanity Fair, "It's just complicated. Relationships are complicated, whether they're friendships or business relationships or parent relationships. I don't think anybody in a marriage gets to a point where they feel like, we've got it. You're two people continually evolving." But one thing that definitely makes relationships even more complicated? Drugs. Yes, it's true. In an interview with Esquire, Pitt admitted that his drug use played a key role in the destruction of their relationship, saying, "For a long time, I thought I did too much damage, drug damage. In order to change his life, Brad got rid of the drugs and his wife." Angelina. The Aniston-Pitt-Jolie situation is a tricky one. Some sources claim that Aniston and Pitt were already in the midst of a divorce when Brad began his relationship with Angelina Jolie. Others claim that Brangelina began on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith a year before Pitt and Aniston officially separated, and that this relationship drove the wedge between Brad and Jen.
First time that you laid eyes on Angelina, was it like one of those classical love stories, like when, I don't know, when Ross first saw Rachel?
What we do know is that when Pitt and Aniston separated, they issued a gracious statement saying nobody was to blame. So Aniston, by her own admission, was shocked when Brad and Angelina hooked up so quickly and so publicly after the separation. She told Vanity Fair, "What we said was true, as far as I knew." Thanks for watching. Click the Nicki Swift icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.